Joseph, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman says it doesn't financially make sense to go 50-50. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
It doesn't make sense for a lot of women to go 50-50, and I'll use me as an example.
Okay.
I live in a studio apartment in Central Phoenix. I pay about $13.50 a month, and that includes utilities, taxes, rent, all that jazz. The only thing it doesn't include is electricity and Wi-Fi. If I find a guy I really fuck with and I really like, and we move in together, we would have to get at least a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. Now you're like, why do you need a 2-bed, 2-bath? If you've ever lived with a man, if you have brothers, a dad, you know that you want your own bathroom.
But what about the extra room? Why do you need the extra room? And also moving in with a man before, marriage, if that's what she wants, or she's just talking about cohabitation. Let's keep listening.
Plus, I have a lot of curly hair. I don't want no one rushing me in the bathroom when it's hair day. And also, I work from home, so I would need an office. Since I live in a studio and I live alone, it works for me now because I'm the only one here. But if I move in with somebody, I would need my own office.
So the extra bedroom will be the office, I'm assuming.
Now, a 2-bed, 2-bath is going to range you from like $2,000 to $2,500. I think my friends that live in the 2-bed, 2-bath, they pay like $2,200, $2,300 right now. But we'll say for shits and gigs, $2,000. I don't know who's finding a 2-bed, 2-bath for $2,000, but for this scenario, we'll just say $2,000. Split that in half, that's $1,000
Not in California.
piece. So that would save me about $350 a month. We're going to put that aside, and I'm going to tell you why that $350 is not even worth it. Let's move on to electricity. I pay no more than like $75, $80 a month for my electricity, and that's really only in the summer. In the winters, I pay like $30 a month for my electricity because, again, I live in a studio and I have to cool a smaller space so it's less energy. If I move in with a 2-bed, 2-bath with a man, that's already having to cool and heat a bigger space, which is ultimately going to double my electricity bill. Like, I have friends that live in a 2-bed, 2-bath, and I live in Arizona. They pay like $300 a month for their electricity. So going off of that, split that in half, that's $150 a piece. That's already double than what I'm paying for my electricity at home in my studio. So that $300, $350 I was saving for rent,
But you're still saving money is what it sounds like.
it's more like $200 now. Let's move on to Wi-Fi. I only have my phone and my work laptop that run 24/7 that I need for Wi-Fi. And then I have a Roomba and a projector, but they're not running 24/7, but they do go off of Wi-Fi. So I don't need the highest, fastest, most streaming full Wi-Fi out there. I get the cheapest Wi-Fi, which is $50 a month. If I move in with somebody else, they're going to have their devices also. He might be a gamer too. He might need really good Wi-Fi. That's going to be well over $100. But for shits and gigs, let's just say it's $100. Split that in half, that's $50. I'm already paying that now, so I'm not saving any money in Wi-Fi. So in reality, I'm really only saving $200 a month, and there's a man in my face
So you're saving money still.
every day. It's not worth it. The math doesn't math. Like, these men try to convince you that, like, oh, like, even if you go 50-50, like, you're going to be saving a bunch of money. But in reality, you're not, because you have to ultimately move into a bigger space, and it's going to be more for electricity, more for Wi-Fi, and I still have to pay like my phone bill and my car. So in reality, it does not benefit me to move in with a man unless he's paying majority of the bills. And if you come to me and you're like, Zena, no, there's a way that I can save you like $600, $700 if you move in with me. If that's the case, then why wouldn't I just get a roommate if that was the case? Because with a roommate, it's like no strings attached. I'll have my own room. I can put like my office stuff and my desk in my room.
Hold on
for
one
Wi-Fi,
second.
and I still have to pay like my phone bill and my car. So in reality, it does not benefit me to move in with a man unless he's paying majority of the bills. And if you come to me and you're like, Zena, no, there's a way that I can save you like $600, $700 if you move in with me. If that's the case, then why wouldn't I just get a roommate if that was the case? Because with a roommate, it's like no strings attached. I'll have my own room. I can put like my office stuff and my desk in my room. I wouldn't feel obligated to hang out with my roommate. I wouldn't feel obligated to do anything because they're my roommate and there's no strings attached. So for me, personally, it does not financially or logically make sense for me to move in with a man and go 50-50. And that's why I never will.
I mean, this whole conversation and reason why she doesn't want to go 50-50 was confusing. So let me get this straight. She only sees value in a man if he can significantly help her save money. And she said if a guy says there's a way that he can help save her extra money, which was more than double the amount that she said she would be saving, actually more than triple the amount she said she would be saving, then she says, what's the point? Might as well get a roommate. I'm confused at why she even had to use that example. But the bottom line here is she doesn't want to go 50-50 with the man because what's the point if he's not taking over the majority of the bills, if he's not paying the majority of the bills? It's the same conversation. It's the same conversation. And the simple response to that is, okay, so why should a man pay most of your bills? What are you bringing to the situation that a man would look at that and say you're worth paying the majority of your bills? Usually it's absolutely nothing. I actually don't think that 50-50 works, especially in a situation with women, right? You can split with most men and they'll be okay because men understand that's how life works for men. But for women, it doesn't work that well, even though they claim to be just like you, right? They're just like men. They can do the same things except go 50-50 with bills. I believe them. That is part of female nature. So what do you do at this point? You avoid these women like the plague. You avoid them for serious relationships because these are the type of women that will, number one, not respect a man if he's not paying all the bills, will end up divorcing you. Because what she's simply saying here is that she only values relationships, not even marriage, because not once did she even mention the word marriage, but she only values relationships with the man when he is paying close to all the bills or is paying all the bills. This is why every man should always be careful and listen to a woman when she's talking while he's dating, because when you listen to her, you find out what she actually values. She's not talking about what about if a man can save you money via him being financially responsible. Maybe you lack discipline when it comes to spending, like most women do, right? This is not something that's controversial. Women own the majority of the debt out here. And it's difficult. I remember selling door to door when I was doing sales, and I would always be happy when a woman answers the door because they're most likely to buy. But if a woman answers the door and the husband pops up behind her, it's really difficult to get a woman to spend money on something that really isn't that important. Yeah, it could help your life, but you know, men aren't easily sold by propaganda and advertising. To a chick like this, again, marriage is largely defined by whether or not you're paying majority or all the bills. So let's check out a few comments here. This guy says, it doesn't make sense for a man to take on all your bills for absolutely nothing in exchange. This is what she had to say to that.
I can see my video went over every single one of y'all incel man's brains, over all y'all heads. So let me break it down even further because y'all lost the point of the video. Y'all just angry in my comments. My whole point of the video was men trying to convince women that 50-50 benefits both parties when I literally just proved that 50-50 doesn't benefit me in any way, shape, or form.
You're saving money. You're not in a studio. I lived in a studio. It's not that cool. It's not that cool. Chances are you could probably get in a nicer space. Like, there are a lot of benefits. Guys, again, you gotta be careful listening to these chicks, because to her, you as a person, your companionship, your leadership, she's not looking for that. She's looking for simply a wallet, not your guidance, not to respect you as a man. No. What can you do for these pockets?
So that's why I said my only incentive to move in with a man is if he paid majority of the bill. And y'all men are having a frenzy in my comments saying, well, we don't get anything in return. That's the whole point. You wouldn't do anything that wouldn't benefit you. So why the I do something that doesn't benefit me? Sat here trying to convince women that 50-50s benefit both parties when in reality it only benefits men. And I just proved that via the numbers, via my expenses. Y'all come into a frenzy when I said it doesn't benefit me unless someone's paying my bills, unless someone is paying like majority of the bills, because that makes the most sense financially for me. And you're saying that doesn't make the whole sense financially for you. That's the whole point. There is no reason to cohabitate with men because it doesn't benefit any party. One party will come out on top and the other one will come out on bottom.
The truth is, guys, what you have to realize is, 50-50 would benefit a woman like her who's in a studio, who can get sick at any time. You need people around you. But the thing you have to remember is that female nature, hypergamy, keeps women from being able to logically see this situation as beneficial. You can either argue back and forth with them and think that they're going to change, or you can accept female nature and women for who they really are. And I'm not saying that you should pay all a woman's bills, because the average person cannot do that today. I'm saying there are women out there who understand that men are willing to go 60-40, right? 70-30. And that $200 that she mentioned, that $300 that she mentioned, there are other women who are like, you know what, $300 saved? That sounds good, And I don't have to work as much, most likely.
So stop trying to convince women to live with you when it doesn't benefit women in any way, shape, or form, and it only benefits you. That's manipulation.
All right, so oh man, she's lost. Let's check out some more of these comments. Somebody else here says, now look at it from a man's perspective. I double my bills and I get you. With the laughing emojis. That's hilarious. Because that's the real question, right? What is that man getting? Let's say there's a guy out there who is going to bring her out of that. What is he getting? I'm sure she'll say, me. Somebody else here responded back, said laughing emojis exactly. Here's another person who says, preach, bro. Here's somebody else who says, keep that rose charged, love. Yeah, she's going to need that rose. Somebody else here left laughing emojis, laughing emojis. Here's another person who says, sounds like it doesn't make sense for the man either. That's what it sounds like. Here's another person who says, just stay single. You have a me mentality. This brother says, I knew from the congestion that this wouldn't make sense after a while. Got another brother here who says, enjoy your studio, independent queen. I don't need to say more about that. You guys already know where that's from. Somebody else here responded back to that comment, says, LMAO. The laughing emoji got me dying laughing. I laughed too. Here's somebody else who says, Terrence Howard math. Yo. Terrence Howard math is funny. Somebody else here added, you just argued against yourself. If you save money with the roommate, why wouldn't you save it with the significant other? This is a good question, but this is also expecting a woman to look at the situation logically. It all comes down to how does a woman view a man today? How does she define the value of a man? For most women today, they've been taught men are useless. They aren't taught to think a man provides, protects, guides. Right? You can work together with that man. No. To them, they see a man, they think, that's somebody who I'm going to have to argue with. They don't want to do the work that comes with maintaining a relationship, and it is work. And they are self-centered and focused. Somebody else here added, looking to get adopted. Got it. And guys, mark my words. Chicks who think like this eventually will be looking for a man like you. When they're 50 plus years old, we see the videos all the time, but just in case you don't believe me, here's her, because I went in the future and I found a video of her. She's still on TikTok. Here she is. It says 55-year-old man needs to smoke before going in the restaurant. Here she is.
Why did I just let somebody talk me into meeting them for drinks? And I did it like an idiot. And against everything that I knew, I did it. And
You guys didn't know I could time travel, did you?
even called my other nurse friend and said, I know better than to do this. This guy don't even sound right on the phone. But he'll go boring ass, stupid me. The dumb ass shit I do. So I don't even want to drink. Why did I do this? Look at this stupid shirt I put on. I come over here, meet him for drinks.
Still struggling.
Because he has a dental appointment on this side of town. Huh?
Should have gone 50-50.
Get over here. And I pull up. This 55-year-old man walks up to me when I get out the car and says, I need to go back in my car because I need to smoke. I'm in my car smoking. And I said, excuse me? He's in my car smoking weed. I'll be in a minute. Oh, God, shoot me in the face.
Still struggling, should have gone 50-50. What do you guys think? Do you think that this woman had an opportunity? I mean, let's be honest, for her age, you can tell that when she was younger, she could capitalize on a man, but no, she's suffering the consequences of not taking it seriously and not being caffeinated.
So I don't even have words to respond to that because I believe that's the first time anybody's ever said that to me. So I just say, oh yeah, sure. So I go inside and sit at the bar and call my nurse bestie and say, call me in 5 minutes and tell me that just call me. And he stayed out in this car and brought himself in this restaurant smelling like weed so bad that the lady at the bartender goes like, and I'll go, and I know she's looking at me like, sis, what? Because I was like, to myself, and I know he was like, and so he says, hold on, and leaves his glasses on the. This man is 55. And if that's what you do, that's what you do.
Now listen, all these elderly women on TikTok, it could just be that they all just couldn't find a man to qualify, or maybe a small percentage of them, are widows and whatever, but that's not the majority of these women. That's not. Chances are they overvalued themselves in the sexual dating market, waited too long, and here they are now. Listen, as always, I'm curious to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you as always for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.